Hey everyone, and welcome to the daily card reading for May 18th, Sunday of 2025. As always with these, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm using Jack today, or playing with Jack today, also known as Nightmare Before Christmas. If you feel called, like, comment, share, or if you'd like to donate, I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or MetaPay. Please feel free to ask for that information. So we have the reverse Ace of Candles for Sunday. So there's a delay in reaping the reward of victory due to inaction or aggression, animosity, demonization, and mindset. There's a lot of impulses and compulsive lies and half-truths and half-assing things and not saying things as they are and saying things only how you want them to be, to where you can't get anything done unless you do it by yourself, in a sense. This is a lesson of not right now. So if you're wanting something, it's not going to happen right now because there's a creative spark that needs to happen, or a new idea that needs to pop in, or you need to look at this with fresh eyes or get a new perspective or an outsider's view on things. Someone who has an introverted stance on things, someone who is able to pause and reflect and be very contemplating and determined, focused, and charismatic. Attention-seeking behaviors and narcissistic traits and tendencies are high, especially with those that exhibit a lot of candle magic and dark arts and left-handed paths like vampirism and dark magic. There is a sense of, for the Ten of Needles, there's a sense of stress relief, temporary, instant gratification, basically. So this is a lesson in gratitude, learning to be reliable, learning who's reliable, learning who to depend on, somebody to lean on, basically, is the song going through my head right now for Sunday. There's a mental stimulation that needs to happen within yourself. You need to change your mindset. You need to change your perception. You need to change your ideals. You need to change your ideologies. You need to take those pens out of the conversations that you've laid on the table and actually discuss them, so they're not piling everything up. This includes in the spirit realm, with all your spiritual contracts, your soul contracts, especially with those associated with Geminis, or those that have a Gemini outlook on life, very individualistic, very humanitarian, very out of this world mentality, someone who is very twins your energy, mirrors your energy, like mirror flames, not necessarily twins, but mirror flames. Mirror souls, mirror portals, and mirror parallel lives are very important on Sundays. Self-reflection will help put the needle in the thread, because right now it takes a lot of clarity and focus in the mindset. No thoughts and no words can describe what's going on Sunday to you, at least not in the physical sense. It looks like there's love in the air as well. A lot of twin flame connections and soulmate bonds and karmic ties that lead to this kind of development. Unity, union, marriages, soul contracts, love contracts, intuitive enlightenments, ascension into metamorphosis and growth, success, luxury, harmony, and being able to be free. There's a lot of success that have come within this dynamic as well. There has been a big impact on how you see love and how you think about love and how you see those around you that you may not have paid attention to before, or may not have paid attention to you before. Almost like you can finally see them, like they've been invisible in front of you the whole time, hiding in plain sight. Blanket statements are being worked on. Learning to suit up and step up has been a commitment for quite a few people that have dived into a love dynamic or started to show love within themselves and show it outward. Holding hands is very beneficial, especially for physical touch lovers on Sunday. bats stick out, so like cave dwellings and catacombs and Akashic record healing, animal guides, anthropomorphic beings, Luciferian, satanic, Freemasonry views, occult practices, esoteric beings, and those that are night dwellers and night beings are the most affected, especially when calling upon the intuition and spiritual guidance for love. In general, there's going to be a lot of erosion of trust and a lot of commitment that needs to be tested, a lot of character being tested. 60s are very important, 1s are very important, 9s are very important. So from like 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. and from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and from like 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. and so on will be the most affected for the Sunday. Specifically for like signs that are looking for their true twin flame, or someone that is a soulmate connection or a deep divine connection with someone of the undead, or someone with a dark sense of humor, or a possessive sense of nature, or a sexual deviant. It does look like there's some form of subconscious work that needs to be addressed, especially in like dark empathy and dark telepathy on Sunday. So just working through that, especially within the wee hours of the morning, before 6 in the morning, between like 9 p.m. and 6 in the morning. Dreamweavers and dreamcasters are going to be very prominent. Diamonds, circles, and like saying it with your chest would be wise instead of saying it with like your head. Make sure that you speak out loud with assertion and dignity and pride. But there is a lack of trust where there needs to be trust. There's a lack of self-love and a lack of love where there needs to be love. Because this kind of love that's coming to you within the next 6 months or by Gemini season, or by September 9th, it looks like, is going to teach you to pause and reflect and teach you to not act upon all the impulses that are around you. Feelings are temporary, and so is time. So just being aware of the surroundings and understanding the deep connection you have, even when they're not physically there. They may not physically be present, they may not physically be able to show you love. They might not subconsciously be aware of what's going on. You might not be subconsciously aware of what's going on. So work on conscientiously talking to your guides and talking to your spirits and being able to manifest that. Document your dreams and how they make you feel, especially for those empathic beings and those that tend to feel deeply. Not necessarily like exaggerating the feelings, but like thespianistic. Like, they can be actors and performers, but that doesn't mean that they're acting. That doesn't mean just because they're exaggerating, they don't feel the way they do. They do feel that, it's just exaggerated. All feelings are valid, even when they're conflicted and conflated and convoluted. So just be aware of that for Sunday. But that's what I get for Sunday, May 18th of 2025. So as with these, take it resonates, leave it pleasant. Thanks for joining.